for joining us. During our time together, I'm going to tell you about a virtual business opportunity that's making a huge difference for people. People who are hungry, willing, and coachable can create an additional stream of income with this opportunity. So I know a lot of people would love to work for themselves if they had a way to do it that was low risk with minimal investment and fits into an already busy lifestyle. But before I talk about the opportunity, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story. So you're going to hear from a few people tonight, and we do have one thing in common that you're going to be hearing all from people in the healthcare field tonight. So my background is as a physician assistant. I have worked in primary care and wellness and also in emergency medicine and general surgery, so a few different areas. And I learned about Juice Plus and this opportunity over 8 years ago, and I can't believe it's been that long. And at that time, I was really young. I wasn't a mom yet, but I did really know that I had some genetics that were playing against me in terms of my mom having breast cancer at a young age. And I was really trying to be as healthy as I could, but I felt like I was falling short. And also, just in my professional life as a PA, I was working in the emergency department. And as much as I really loved helping people, I really was at almost the top of the pay scale. And this was quite a long time ago. So almost at the top of the pay scale. And I just kind of felt like there could be a better way out there to help people. And so it was right around that time that Juice Plus came into my life from someone who I really didn't know that well. And I'm so thankful that she was bold enough to share with me. And what I found when I looked at Juice Plus is, as a physician assistant, I found research, like really legitimate research that made a ton of sense to me and was published in the journals that I was looking into, make decisions in my practice. And that really stuck out to me. And that was enough for my husband and I to get started. We really didn't have any health problems, but we saw the value in prevention. I knew that getting all those antioxidants into my body was going to fight against that, that history of cancer in my family. And I was really excited about that. And also, in terms of the business opportunity, when I first learned about it, actually, the first person that I learned about Juice Plus product and the business is here on the call with us, Mary. And when I learned about it, my ear kind of perked up. I didn't really know that business would kind of do that to me, but it just made me think twice, because my time in the emergency department, as much as there are things that I enjoyed about it, I really just desired that forward progress that I just wasn't going to be able to continue having working in the emergency room, but I really wanted to help and serve people. And so this was really a way to marry those things together and really love on people and really make a difference in their life and make a significant income. So I'm so thankful that this opportunity and this product was presented in my life 8 years ago. And in the future, I just see bringing so many more people into this community that are both healthcare providers and, in healthcare fields and also not in healthcare fields, because there's so much to offer for all different kinds of people. So I'm excited for you guys all to learn just more about this opportunity tonight. So what I've learned in my years as an entrepreneur is that you need to do your homework before you say yes to any new venture. And I found that there's 5 areas that you need to evaluate in any business in order to say yes or no. So you don't have to have all 5 to say yes and be successful, but I've learned that when you do have all 5, it's an opportunity that you should consider really carefully. So the 5 areas that we're going to walk through cover the product or service, the company, the compensation, the support, and timing. And as an entrepreneur, whether or not you say yes to this specific opportunity, use these 5 things anytime that you're evaluating any opportunity. So if you agree that all 5 of these things check out, then maybe you'll find that this will be a good fit for you. So I encourage you to keep an open mind. And so let's dive in. So I'm going to introduce you to my co-host, Kadesha, who will be getting us started on evaluating the 5 areas. And Kadesha, maybe you can share a little bit about your background, since I kind of set it up that we all are in the healthcare fields.
Yeah. Hi, guys. I'm Kadesha. I have only been in the health field for about 5 years. I am a registered diagnostic medical sonographer. So in short, I do ultrasounds. I basically scan everything from general, OBGYN, vascular, cardiac. I do all the specialties since it's a smaller hospital. And like you said, it's just healthcare, it's just ever evolving, it's demanding, it's constantly changing. But again, it can be so rewarding at the same time. It is definitely a love-hate relationship. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. I can talk a little bit more about my story here in a little bit if we want to get started.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay. So the first thing that I'm going to be talking about is the product, the service. The first thing you want to look at is the product and service being offered. There are 4 things to consider regarding the product and the service. 1, is there a recognized need? 2, does the product or service meet that need? 3, is it priced to sell? In other words, can it compete? 4, is it priced for profit? So let's talk about how our opportunity addresses each of these 4 things. So first, is there a recognized need? Yes, Americans eat an average of only 2.7 servings per day of fruit and vegetables combined, when we really need upwards of 13 servings. That is such a huge difference. Science tells us that 7 out of the top 10 leading causes of death in the US are attributed to chronic diseases, and that if doctors simply started prescribing fruits and vegetables more than pills, it could save more than $100 billion in healthcare costs. That's substantial. Like, why isn't everyone doing this? It just blows my mind. It has actually been reported that it's not necessarily what we're eating that's killing us, it's more what we aren't eating. It's cited the #1 risk factor responsible for more illnesses and deaths around the world than any other is a poor diet. I know my family, we don't always make the healthiest choices. It's so easy to go to fast food and eat all the crap that's right in front of us just because it's easy and convenient. So I definitely believe that diet is such a huge factor in all of this. So clearly there is a need. Now I'm going to take a few minutes to share how our products meet these needs. We provide quick, simple, and sustainable solutions in a supportive community that enable people to increase their fruit and vegetable intake every single day. Clinical research done in countries all over the world with our product has shown it positively impacts the components of our health that help prevent many chronic illnesses and diseases. We all know we need to eat more fruits and vegetables, but how often do we actually do it? That's why medical professionals all over the world recommend these solutions to families. So let's address the third thing to consider when evaluating a product or a service. Is it priced to sell? We provide a way for people to get 30 to 50 plants in their body every single day for what some people pay for a cup of coffee. As it relates to the cost of 30 to 50 fruits and vegetables per day, this is an incredible and insane value. And as an added bonus, kids can get it for free for up to 4 years. And lastly, is it priced for profit? Yes. Hundreds and thousands of individuals around the world are earning a secondary income stream just by partnering with our amazing company. Maybe you're at the point where you feel like what we have to offer is a solution that might make sense for you. Or maybe you're thinking of a few people in your life who could benefit. If what we've shared thus far makes sense to you, the next thing to evaluate is the company. So let's take a little bit closer of a look at the company.
All right. So when I looked at the company, I realized that they are stable and lasting, which is really important to me. So our company has been in business for over 50 years, with our original founder still serving as our president. And our flagship product has remained the same for over 26 years. We have a focused and narrow product line. 2020 was our biggest year as a company ever, and increased growth continues. So we're impacting over 500,000 kids throughout the world with better health and an opportunity to receive free nutrition, and that is through our family health study. We are in over 20 countries around the world and are still expanding. And we actively partner with the Boys and Girls Club, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, Volunteers of America in the United States, and other organizations all throughout the world. So these are only a few of the highlights that make our company unique and that stood out to me when I first decided to take a look. So I know if you connect with the person who invited you and do your own research, you'll be able to find so many more. So far we've covered the first two areas that are important when evaluating an opportunity, the product and the company. So now let's take a look at the third area, which is the compensation structure.
Okay, so let's talk about compensation structure. Whenever I'm looking at an opportunity like this, I want to be sure I can make a meaningful income with the ability to help others who want to do the same. There are three key questions to ask that relate to the different types of people who may be looking for an opportunity. First, can people actually generate income quickly? In our business, you can earn from the start, immediately earning 10% sales profit from your and your customers' orders. You also can earn an additional 5% on your orders and those of your team members as a level one partner. Statistically, it takes 2 to 3 years on average for a brick and mortar business to make a profit. Startup costs are a tremendous influence on profit earning. On the flip side, it is possible with our business to generate a profit immediately. It typically requires only a $52 to start up and has an extremely low overhead, but right now you can actually partner for free, which is amazing. Second, with that part-time effort, can people develop a part-time income? One of the things many people love about this business is that you earn more as you do more. It is possible for people to build a paycheck of $250 to $1,000 a month or more, but it depends on your level of desire, like most things in life. How hard do you want to work to get it? I would encourage you to take a look at our Juice Plus earnings summary to see how reasonable it is to actually earn a great income. So third, is there an opportunity to make a full-time income for those who are serious and want to work hard? Absolutely. So to dive back into a little bit more of my story and how I came across this business, I was working at the hospital doing ultrasounds. It's a pretty strenuous job. I was doing 12-hour shifts. It was just a lot on my body. It was a lot mentally. Working 12, you're home late. I'm getting home. I'm not making dinner for my family. I'm walking into chaos. My poor husband, he had to pick up all the slack most of the time, and I appreciate him. He's wonderful. He's great. I can't say enough about him. He's just wonderful. But some people just don't have that support at home like I did. So I enjoyed the aspect of my job that I did get to help people, and I got to work with the doctors and the patients just through diagnostic imaging. That is very rewarding itself, and getting to know your patients and growing relationships with them. But at the same time, I was missing a lot at home, and I just hated it. I kept on judging myself, like, am I being a good mom? Am I being a good wife? I just felt like everything was just falling through the cracks, and I need to come up with something different. It was just a lot to balance everything. So I realized that if I could just come up with a way to help replace just a portion of my income, maybe I could cut back at work so I could be at home more. I could spend more time with my family, or I felt like I was needed most. But how could I add income to make this happen? I started with the Juice Plus company, I guess now 2.5 years ago. And I never thought in a million years I would be to where I am right now. I literally just wanted to take the product and pay for the product. Plain and simple, that's it. Leave me alone. Didn't want anything else to do with it. But here I am, and I wouldn't change a second of it. I realized just actually a few months ago that I was actually making decent money just by simply sharing with my family and friends. And the closer I looked, I realized that I could cut back at work. I might have to make a couple of adjustments, but I could totally do this with the income that I was getting with Juice Plus. So I reached out to my sponsor, and she's been amazing for me this whole entire time. She's constantly asking me, do you want to continue? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do this? And I constantly say, yes, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Show me how. I want to know. I want to know how. So because of that, I'm just able to help my family and friends. I get to share my story. I love that I get to help others feel better and lead healthier lifestyles. And honestly, all the success stories never get old in this company. They never do. It's just ongoing, amazing. I love it. So now I can officially say that I am down to part-time at work. I get to be at home more with my family. I finally feel a greater sense of balance and still having a career also on the side. So I kind of still feel like I get to be a person and a mom and a wife all at the same time. I get to make dinner for my family now at home. It's not much of a struggle. Like, I have to take that stress off of my husband, who was doing a lot of the work. And he is also a business owner trying to grow his business as well. So I was able to do that for him. And I also get to grow my own Juice Plus business now. I get to put more time and focus into it. It's just been such a positive journey working with like-minded individuals. And this amazing Juice Plus community is just, it's fantastic. You won't regret anyone you meet along the way. Everyone is wonderful. All I can say is all I did was simply say yes to the product. And I said yes to the business opportunity. And I hope everyone else can too. And I hope it changes your life in some way or another, like it has ours. And I'm just forever grateful for it. So to get back to kind of more of what we're talking about here, you can join to build a Juice Plus business of your own, part-time or full-time. Like anything in life, you get out of it what you put into it. The more intentional you are with the time you have, the more you learn, the more money that it's possible to earn. So we've covered 3 key questions. First, can people generate income quickly? Second, with part-time effort, can people develop a part-time income? And third, is there an opportunity to make a full-time income for those who are serious and work hard? This opportunity checked off all the boxes for me, and I invite you to consider if this opportunity checks the boxes for you. So I'm going to turn it back over to Lauren, and we can continue on.
Thanks so much for sharing your story, Kadesha. I love that. I haven't gotten to hear that before, so that was great. And I love that you are getting to be home with your family more. That's definitely part of my story too. That when we started in this business, my husband and I, we didn't have any kids. Now we have 3, and each kiddo that we've had because of this business, I've gotten to stay at home more and more to where now I just work 1 day a week, which is a huge blessing. And I get to share Juice Plus and love on other people, which is awesome. And I love it. So that's really fun. Thanks for sharing. So the 4th thing that we're going to talk about is support. So I knew that when I was first looking at this, if I got involved, I wanted to be sure that there was a great support structure in place to just assist me while building my business, because I'm a busy person. As I just said, I have 3 kids. And even though I didn't have kids when I first started, I was working full time. And so no matter when it's been in my business, I've always had a really full plate. And so when I experienced the amount of support that's provided, I was blown away. And all of the support is free. So the amount of support available from the company and from our mentors is enormous. And often people in business are competing with each other, but in our company, they're helping each other. And a few examples of the types of support that our company provides falls into two different categories. We have support from the company and then support from other partners. So the company handles the order processing, shipping, billing, and collecting. There's no inventory that's required. And they provide all kinds of leadership training, both in person and virtual. There is a streamlined and simple digital platform to run our business virtually and very efficiently. We have digital resources for social media platforms, and not to mention the support that is given to us by the leadership within our immediate organization. We have some really, really awesome leaders within our team that give us great support. So I'm going to turn it back to Kadesha, and she'll talk about our fifth thing.
Timing. In my opinion, this is why it's the perfect time to partner with our company. The wellness industry is experiencing rapid growth that is projected to just continue to increase. As we mentioned, our company experienced their biggest year in its history last year. That's huge. And we all know how last year was. People are looking for simple and affordable solutions and are more aware of their health now more than ever. This business fits well for millennials, busy parents, baby boomers alike. This checked off all 5 boxes for me and is inexpensive for the average person to get involved. And while it is an opportunity for an individual to build an additional stream of income, it is also about serving, helping others win and raising others up so they can create a way to prioritize what matters most to them in life. Just like I was able to cut down at work and go part-time to prioritize my family a little bit more. Making a decision is powerful. Successful people make a decision, tell the world, and then they just figure it out. My encouragement is to get back to the person who invited you to our event and get your questions answered. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead and turn it back over to Lauren here, and she is going to have a few people share.
All right, so this is one of my favorite parts. You guys are just going to get to hear a few different stories. And so the first person that we're going to have share, and I'm just going to ask a few questions to these people. So first, we're going to have Jenny Rader. So hi, Jenny. So first, could you just tell us a little bit about your background and a little bit about your family?
Yeah. Hey, everybody. I am Jenny Rader. I live in Indianapolis, and I am married to a scientist, and I'm a mom of 5 kiddos, ages almost 6 to 16. So we have kindergarten all the way to drivers. And I was trained as a nutritionist, and then as a nurse, and then as a birth doula. Women's health is my main passion, and also just teaching people how to bring balance to their bodies through mind, body, and spirit is another passion of mine.
Awesome. Thanks, Jen. So tell us, why did you decide to become a partner, and why did you decide to say yes to Juice Plus?
Yeah, I said yes to Juice Plus because of 2 things. One, despite my background, I had 2 picky eaters, and I was really humbled by that because I have a background in nutrition and I know how important it is. And so I had given them vitamins because I didn't know what else to do, and they hated them. And a dear friend of mine, Natalie, who's on this call, had introduced me to Juice Plus already, and I didn't get it. And I decided to take another look. And when I did, and I really found out what Juice Plus was, it really fit into what I love. I love simplicity. I love just natural, simple solutions for our family. And my kids love the gummies, so that was a no-brainer. And the other reason was I had been on a long health journey after a health crisis after my 3rd baby, where I just shut down. My body was really struggling, and in the process of bringing balance to my body, I knew that I needed as much nourishment as possible so that my adrenals and cortisol levels would come down and I could really be the mom and wife I wanted to be. So Juice Plus made sense for me, and it made sense for my kids. And then I became a partner because I have a big family and I just wanted to get the best cost, honestly. So I had no intention of starting a business, but and this is a story of many people. I just kept sharing Juice Plus with people because it does make sense. And so, and it does fit into what I love. And so as I shared it with more people and I saw my paycheck going up and saw the awesome community, I just kind of kept going. It was like, there's no reason to stop doing this. I love and value being with my kids. And as much as I love, working, this is a way for me to engage in my passions while still being the mom that was present at soccer games and all the other things. So yeah, that's why I partnered.
Awesome. So what keeps you coming back? So you're a really busy mom, obviously. And I know that, we can work this business here and there, but it still takes a lot of intentionality. And so as a busy mom with a really full plate, what keeps you coming back? What keeps you in our business and moving forward?
Well, lots of things, but
yes, I know.
main things would be the community, the personal growth. That's something I didn't anticipate when I signed up, just the way that people spur us on in the company and really care about who we are. I wasn't getting that as a nurse in the hospital. It was like, you have a pulse, come to work. I would ask to go to conferences and there wasn't any room or finance for extra things. And so that has been such a huge blessing with Juice Plus to be able to do that. And then the other thing is the money. I mean, it's awesome to be able, again, in nursing, I would have an awesome yearly review and they would increase my paycheck by 10 cents. Literally. And so it's just been great to see, like, I get to build into something I believe in and work towards financial goals. And so our family is being able to, I feel like we've been able to dream more. We've been able to do some things we never would have been able to do. We just got to take this awesome trip to Colorado and go to this family camp we never would have been able to afford. So I just feel like it's a no-brainer for us. Like, I'm going to keep going because it just makes sense and it's fun. And yeah, I could go on and on.
Thanks so much for sharing, Jen. That's so awesome. I love seeing the pictures of your family in Colorado. I am sure there's so many fun memories that were made.
Totally.
So thanks so much for sharing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are going to move on to Nicole Sargent. So Nicole, if you could just tell us a little bit about your background and your family.
Yes, thank you so much. So Nicole Sargent, I am from Perryville, Missouri, and I am married and I have two daughters, Allie and Nora. Allie is going to be 5. She will be going into kindergarten this year, and Nora is going to be 2. So we're super busy. I am a nurse. I've been a nurse for 10 years now. I originally started on a medical surgical floor, and I stayed there for about 5 years, and I still work there PRN, just as needed. And then now I'm at a pediatric office. So super busy all the time. Like, I hope at some point my story can be like Kadesha and I'm, part-time or PRN, but not yet. So we'll get there though.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you definitely can get there. So tell me a little bit about why you decided to become a Juice Plus partner.
Sure. So I was in search of something for my daughter. Allie was 2 at the time. And at the time I was giving her like Flintstone chewables, which she loved them. But when you look at those labels, you see the red 40, you see the yellow dye. Like, why are these dyes in there? I don't know, but I wanted something natural, and I want like food. You learn as a nurse in nutrition class, food is where you are getting your nutrients, and that is how your body is absorbing the best. So it just made sense to me. I had come across Juice Plus in college, so I kind of knew about it. So whenever I was approached, it was a no-brainer. Like, yeah, I definitely want to get my daughter started. well, at the time, she was only 2, so I didn't really think about partnering. I really didn't know that was an option. So then when she turned 4, I was able to get her started in the family healthy starts. And she then is getting hers for free while I, take mine. So it was just an absolute no brainer just to partner. And I already had people that I wanted to share with. And so it just made sense financially. Yeah, it just made total sense to me.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that your kiddos are getting that nutrition. That is, as a mom, there's nothing better than knowing that even on the bad days where you can't get your kids to eat any real
Right.
fruits and vegetables, they still are getting their fruits and vegetables. So I'm right there with you. I love that your kids are getting their Juice Plus. And I can resonate with what you're saying, that it was kind of a no-brainer for me when I first got started too. It was like, okay, why wouldn't I decide to be a partner? Like, it just made a lot of sense. So, so that was a little bit ago. So why are you still here? What keeps bringing you back, and why are you still a partner?
Sure. So, since then I have shared with quite a few people, and just I had no intentions of anything of a business coming about. And it's a work in progress, what, like the girls said, what you put into it is what you get out of it. But if you put the work and effort in, the opportunity is there, to do what Kadesha did and what you did. I'm hopeful that at some point I can do that as well, and just, do PRN nursing would be definitely a goal for me. But at this point, my product is paid for, and, the extra cash is something that we love to do, fun things with the girls and travel, and, even just pay a water bill. It's, it helps out. So I won't be going anywhere.
Awesome. Yeah, those things are a big deal. I mean, I know a lot of people that, on their way towards like that goal of working as needed as a nurse. I mean, on the way there, you can do so many significant things for your family, and it's just such a big blessing. So that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Okay, now we are going to have Kim Filler share. So Kim, could you tell us a little bit about your background and a little bit about your family?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Kim Filler, and I am from New Jersey. I am a mom of a 20-year-old son who's in his junior year of college. I'm married for almost 29 years this year. My husband's a teacher and also a Juice Plus representative, so it's all in the family. And I've been a pharmacist for 35 years. So yeah, I've had a long career in retail pharmacy.
That's awesome. I told Kim earlier, I have a special spot for pharmacists. My husband's one too. All right. So tell us a little bit why you decided to become a Juice Plus partner.
Okay, so my story with Juice Plus starts probably close to about 18 years ago. I've been with Eating Juice Plus, and it started with my dear friend Terry Schultz, who some of you probably know. And Terry called me one day and said, "Hey, I want you to take a look at something for me and give me your opinion." And honestly, my first reaction was, oh my gosh, no way. I am about opinioned out. I did not want any part of looking at anything. But because she's my dear friend and she's been a friend of mine for 58 years, I thought, yeah, I'll do it for Terry. So I looked at the research. Being a pharmacist, I understood the science and it all made sense. And I thought, maybe she's on to something. My husband was all about, yeah, come on. He's let's try it. But I was a little hesitant, but I did. And I did it for Terry. I did it for no other reason. I'm going to be totally honest. So after beginning the Juice Plus process and thinking of my son, because he was just about 2, I understood the importance of nutrition and I wanted what was best for him. Being a pharmacist, and you said your husband is one, long hours, long days, cooking's not so much, eating healthy is not so much, you miss meals. I needed something that made sense to supplement what I wasn't getting. I love fruits and vegetables. I love cooking them. I love eating them. But I knew I wasn't getting for myself or my family what they needed completely. Being a partner, of course, the excitement originally, I wanted to tell everyone and everybody. And that's what I did. So initially it became, okay, well, it makes sense. I can pay for my product. I can pay for my husband's product and my son, because I was actually opening the capsules and putting them in whatever I could for him, because I wanted him to get started right away. And he wasn't able to start the gummies at the time, the chewables. So it made total sense. And it did pay for the product. And in fact, it went even beyond that, because I was able to bring people in, bring representatives on my team, and move my team forward. I had 5-year goals, I had 10-year goals, and things happen. One thing that I have been able to stay as part of the Juice Plus community is because my belief in the product, that'll never waver. The belief in the research and the science, that's not going to waver. The connections I've made over these 18 years, you can't replace. Just Mary Shear, she's been in my home. She knew my son when he was little. And just seeing her today, it's like the connection doesn't ever go away, regardless. And now the fact that Juice Plus is always there, the company is always there for you, even when things change, maybe your 5-year plan moves to a 10-year plan. Now I'm looking for retirement, honestly. So now I believe and I know that what started 18 years ago is still with me, and it's going to be with me into my retirement. So I've got another couple-year plan to get me to retirement, and my Juice Plus is going to come right along that journey with me, just like it has over these last 18 years. So whether you're new or whether you've been in it as long as I have, truth is truth, and it doesn't change about what we're doing, serving others. I mean, I'm a servant, being a pharmacist, just like all of our healthcare professionals are. We serve the people and we want what's best for them. And being a part of the Juice Plus community, knowing what I know and what it's done for me and my family, because I suffered from Lyme's disease and I had a lot of issues, that it has helped make a difference for me, because I know how important nutrition is. It is something that will always be there. And I just, like I said, I'm just very appreciative that my friend Terry didn't let me go when I said, oh no, I just don't have time for this. And she kept, tapping me, and Mary and so many others that I've come to meet over this time.
Thank you so much for sharing, Kim. That's such an awesome story. I love that you have been taking Juice Plus for 18 years. That's incredible. And I love that you're still around and you're still sharing, you're still excited. That just speaks volumes.
And the example that you set for all of you that are talking about your little kiddos, at almost 2, when I was emptying those capsules and my son didn't even know what he was getting, but I knew what it was doing for him. And then when he got older and started on the chewables, and then eventually the capsules in the vineyard, that's one of the first things we pack when he goes off to college, is his bottles of Juice Plus. And that's just become a habit that he has continued to do all of these years, because of what I started 18 years ago with him when he was barely 2 years old. So keep it up, everybody.
Oh, thanks so much for that encouragement. That is so neat. I love that that's the first thing that you guys pack. That's amazing.
Yep.
So yeah, and what peace of mind to know that your son is getting his Juice Plus at college, because who knows what he's eating at college sometimes.
Exactly. And he comes home with empty bottles, so I know he's taking it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap things up here tonight. So If you know that any of this resonates with you, the person who invited you to this call can help you take a next step. So if this piqued your interest, but you want to learn more, I would encourage you to try the products, get your questions answered, and meet some people in our community so that you can decide if this is a fit for you. So in addition to having a top-notch product, a stable and lasting company, and a competitive pay structure, we have the very best team that you could possibly join. So not only can you partner for free right now through the end of this month, our leadership team is continually adapting and growing to serve our community, and we have some super fun incentives and opportunities for connection and growth as a whole person. So thank you so much for joining tonight, and have a great night.
Thank you. Good job, everyone.
Lauren.
Yes, everybody
Bye,
unmute yourselves and tell these girls, thank you, thank you, thank you. Incredible job. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Thanks, everyone. You did a great job.